It's D3, Aston Martin, Davidich, Sochi. Let's go. Greetings to all of you, my friends, whatever the time is. I'm here to tell you that I'm not gonna play any games with you today. Same as I'm not gonna play any games with this Aston Martin. Stop, wait a second. Am I having a deja vu? All this reminds me of a Jaguar test drive. Get ready for a flashback. And today, I'm not going to play games with this Jaguar. Well, hello there. This is an Aston Martin Vantage. And it's so hard to me to judge this car today because of one reason. We have tested some interesting cars recently. One of them was an Aston Martin DB11. And that's a crazy car. I would call it rather insane because I really doubt about its quality. And that's because I have never met such a car with a mileage of 60,000 or something like this. I have never met any of them. That's a mystery for me. I really wonder where these cars go. Anyway, so when I tested this DB11, I came up with the decision that this car is a piece of shit because these bastards learned how to make cars we fall in love until they just stand there. While it's standing, it looks amazing. You see its characteristics and its appearance and you fall in love with this car. Same thing happened to Bentley and same happened to Aston Martin. And the same happened to Lamborghini, but that car turned to be a true love. And this automobile tries to realize the same tactic on me. So let's look at it and try to evaluate its beauty and its sex appeal. For example, look at these headlights. They're so unusual, same as DB11 had. And these gills, they look very interesting. I really like its shapes and its lines. And if you look from this angle, this car is a pure Jaguar. Yes, it has a different bumper, and I like it. It looks more aggressive. And all this part, I mean, the window is all the same. Only this central back part, this tail, it has the different shape. Wait a second, I'll take the key. We open this trunk, and where should I grab it? There's nothing to open it with. You just have to stick your hand into this gap. Here's the trunk. Well, I wouldn't call it big, though it's quite possible to fill it with something. An umbrella. A typical British must-have thing. You know, guys, I have to admit that here I watch this car from the back, and I actually like it. Ooh.
Worship. Oh my goddess. Yeah, she the hottest. That's plain and simple. I'll bring on out your Holy Spirit if I bless the temple. I slow it down, speed it up. Yeah, I switch the tempo. Just make sure when you bust it back, you pop it like a pimple. I know that's nasty. Ooh, you know I like it. Ooh, you so enticing. Ooh, I'm so excited.
A minute of interesting facts. Do you see the exhaust system of this car? These two cheap round pipes. Do you want to know how much this car cost? This ride cost 222,000 bucks. This ride has 510 horsepower, and it has a 4-liter engine from Mercedes. And this ride cost 222 goddamn thousand. One thing just for you to understand. Well, most of the people, I guess 9 out of 10, will never tell you the name of this car when it passes by faster than at 45 miles per hour. They will not have a clue. And only someone may tell you that was a Jaguar. 100% that someone will say that. By the way, a friend of mine just drove up, and he understood that was an Aston Martin only after We have talked for an hour and a half. He stood like 15 meters away from the car, and he was sure that this was a Jaguar. But before we open this hood and look inside, I want to show you one cool feature. Do you have any idea how to open the hood on this car? I'm sure that you will be searching for something to grab or press from that side. But in fact, you have to stick your hand this long under the glove box from the passenger side. God damn it. Where the f*** is this thing? Come on, where is this bitch? Found it. I almost broke my neck. What do we see here? And here we can see a 4-liter engine, a V8 with 2 turbines, but from Mercedes. And now I will tell you my opinion. I think that Aston Martin took this body from a Jaguar and pulled it over a Mercedes engine and Mercedes multimedia system and sell it to idiots for $222,000. Well, I'm sorry, but this is the way I think, because I simply don't understand. How can anyone pay $222,000? For what? What exactly may cost here so much money? Please show it to me. I always find it quite ridiculous when a group of people open the hood and watch the inside, though most of them don't even understand what they are looking at. But here you can see one thing, check this out. It says that the final inspection is made by some Andy Palmer. Now I would like to show the next thing to Andy Palmer. These two things, we have just stuck them back. We mounted them ourselves. When we opened the hood for the first time, they simply fell out on the ground. That's a good job, Andy. A very good inspection. And its mileage is only 800 miles. This is a brand new car. The steering wheel has the suspension modes button from the left, same as it was in DB11. So we have 3 modes of suspension stiffness. By the way, we have the same button from the right, and that's very comfortable. So it's S mode and S plus and T, which means track. And again, this car does the same thing as Bentley. I expect this car to accelerate when I press the gas pedal. Let's switch to track mode. So now let's imagine we're on a track. Let's pretend that we are on a track, right? So it's supposed to be ready to accelerate. It has to explode when I floor the gas pedal. And now watch. The sound will help you to identify when it starts to accelerate. I'll put this window down for you to hear the sound better and see the environment around the car. Now look and listen. For a second and a half, this car was almost standing once again. Please pay attention to the timeline or time it yourself and watch when the environment starts to move. After I press the gas pedal, well, just time it from when you hear the sound. Listen. And only now. This reaction is way too slow. That is very sad. The interior. Well, to be honest, frankly speaking, when I got into it, I felt myself inside of a super luxurious office. Because yesterday we've been testing an Huracan, and after that Huracan you can easily stretch your legs and lie and relax here. It's very comfortable and nice. But if the most powerful completation of Jaguar cost $130,000 and a Cabrio cost $143,000, so why the f this Aston Martin cost over $200? Is anyone able to explain that to me? This is almost the same fucking car. I don't see any differences. Okay, yes, it has some carbon fiber and good leather. Some people may contradict me. Sir Davidich, pay your attention to this leather. It was taken from the ass of the holy cow that was fed with magic grass only. Or pay your attention to these door handles and other stuff. Okay, so what? This is just a door handle. I don't care what it's made of and who the hell gives a shit about its shape. Please stop being snobby and telling me about these absolutely insignificant things. How did I feel when I drove it for the first time? Well, at first it was okay. It feels very soft. It was really smooth and soft. but I felt the lack of some sharp or mad explosion from this car. When it wears some fresh and good tires, it's almost impossible to make it go sideways. I mean it, even if you switch all the helping systems off and floor the gas pedal. These 510 horses are not enough to make this car spin its wheels at the start. I'm pretty sure that the guys who like to race, they must understand me right now. And I guess it's possible to make this car go sideways on some used tires, or pressing two pedals at once or throwing it into the turn at a high speed, and maybe it will. And it did, but it was shaking and jumping as a goddamn frog. So, unfortunately, I cannot say that this car has some incredible steering abilities, cause it doesn't. Yes, that's a pleasure to drive this car on a serpentine. I really did like to drive it on a serpentine. When you don't try to speed it too fast, simply drive it at ease without any overloads. When you drive like a pensioner. Because as soon as you accelerate this automobile, these brakes simply stop working at the third or fourth corner. I mean, it's simply dangerous to dive into the abyss, though this is the only way this car can become faster than anyone. Simply cut your way several times. This car pretends to be a supercar, but it's not. It's far away from a supercar. Okay, it turns. It does turn well when the suspension is in T mode, which means track. In track mode it turns very well, but you also have to take into account the good weather and the temperature and the new tires. That's obvious that these new tires provide a perfect grip. Though these guys driving in front of us, they drive with the same speed. And that is a V-Class, please. Show them to the audience. These are the guys from Davidich team. And that van is full of people, but that doesn't stop them from turning. So I cannot say that this car has some incredible steering, but still. We have some time and we'll continue testing it. We'll see. In black color, this car looked very cute and very pretty. But how did it happen that they built these cars so beautiful and at the same time so goddamn stupid? Do you even realize its price? For $222,000 you can buy a used Lambo, for example, and if we talk about its appearance, you do see this car, and you definitely do not perceive it as a pickup truck or as some shitty tractor. I guess you see it as a supercar. You look at it and think, wow, an Aston Martin, a James Bond's car. But unfortunately, all these Bond movies simply wanna fuck us. They just wanna fuck us, yes, because we continue to believe this fiction, and we want to believe it. But this car is same fake as all these computer effects and graphics and explosions and fights, and when you see it in the movie, you believe that James Bond must have a cool car. And most of the car brands use this and try to persuade you that this car is cool, and when you look at it and see how beautiful it is, you really start to believe that's true, that this car is powerful and fast, but it's not. So I have to make you face the truth. This car has nothing to do with supercars. There's absolutely nothing to share at all. Neither the level of steering nor its acceleration. There's absolutely nothing to compare except the name, but if you call it a Shang Wang Huang and change the logo, it will suit it more and no one would care about it, though I have to say that Chinese are catching up really fast, and soon they will just kick these lazy asses out of the market.
Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Now that you know, where do we go from here? Now that you know, where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Anyway, I guess that
Where do we go?
The owner of this car is the man that is capable of buying himself absolutely any car he wants for some reasonable price. So the money was not a problem. And I guess that he chose this one simply to feel more special, because he wanted to be the only owner of such an Aston Martin in Sochi. But when he was buying this car, I'm pretty sure that he missed the thing that this car is obviously to be mistaken for a Jaguar all the goddamn time. And it's all black, so you don't see much of the details. So, my friends, let's try to be objective and imagine top 3 cars that have shown the best result ever at the well-known Nürburgring track. We have a Lambo, a Porsche and a Lambo. These cars are top 3, and the 3rd place was taken by the same Lambo we tested literally yesterday. And this Aston Martin has nothing in common with that car, neither in steering nor in acceleration. It's far behind, and the only thing which differs it is that it's more comfortable. But the reaction for steering turns it into the bucket full of bolts. This car is a bucket with bolts, comparing to any Lamborghini. Let's go and take a ride. Let's take some normal and calm ride, and in the evening we'll invite a Mercedes C-Class for a race, or it will own us. We'll see. I have no idea who's going to win. It depends on the weight. Well, at least we'll check this transmission. Okay, if you are ready, just give 3 signals and we start. So, what did I want to clarify? This car costs 222,000 bucks, and it has a 4-liter B-turbo engine from Mercedes, 510 horsepower. And the car that stands over here, well, this car is its straight competitor. I mean, it has exactly the same engine. And this car looks not worse. Well, okay, maybe it's questionable, but it costs 104,000 bucks. What about that? And maybe for you, this car doesn't look that pretty that it seems to me, but I consider it excellent and very beautiful. I like this bumper, and I like this front, and I like these headlights. I think that this car is very good looking. For me, this car is not less beautiful than that one. Yes, maybe Aston Martin looks more unique, and yes, lots of people may consider it a serious car because it's black and beautiful, but I tell you once again, if you cover this Aston Martin logo with something, I bet that 9 out of 10 people will never tell you the name Aston Martin. They will go around this car and in the end they will tell you that's a Jaguar. And now, special for Aston Martin. Come on boys, come on, don't be scared, come closer and tell me. Look over here and give me some light, please. What the f*** is this? Are these wires made like this to represent some gay community or what? All these multicolor wires. Was it impossible to hide them somehow? Looks like it was made in Granddad's garage, seriously. Aston Martin, though you must be proud of your umbrella in the trunk. You've learned how to make cars that we fall in love with while they're f***ing standing. And while these cars just stand there, you think, damn, that bitch must be awesome. But these cars are the same as women, and men do often fall for the appearance, for sexy asses and nice boobs, and without having any idea that she may turn to be a crazy bitch. 104 and 222,000. Do you understand the difference in prices? It's 118,000. This money is somewhere in between of these two cars. Why do people buy Aston Martins? Just why? Guys, no offense. Please take no offense. But I'm sure that people who buy Aston Martins do not understand a shit in cars. Unfortunately, these people are getting swindled. These people lack knowledge and they buy these cars only because they believe that Aston Martin is cool. When I'm driving a Lamborghini, I hear this amazing sound. I see this incredible design. I feel this insane steering, and yes, it's very uncomfortable, but I feel a great joy from driving it. But this piece of shit gives me no pleasure from driving at all. Same as I didn't feel anything from driving another piece of shit that was called a DB11. And those guys from the dealership used to tell me, man, if you didn't like this DB11, you should take this Vantage for a ride, and it will surprise you. Well, that's a bullshit. This was D3, my name is Eric Davidich, good luck to all of you friends. I want to thank you guys for watching this video and for staying with us. Thank you for your comments and for your likes. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. There are lots of cool cars coming soon. And that means lots of reviews from me in my special style. Love you. Goodbye.